Right guys, in this video I'll be trying to react to Hamza's new video. I think recently he uploaded this video. So this video is titled as How Girls Really Want You to Talk to Them. So let's see what we have got here in this video. Okay, let me share the screen first. So before I even get started, I want to talk about something. Okay, I was just doing the sound check first, so that's why I was using the AirPods. Anyway, so what I'm gonna talk about in this video is really important for all of you, and I know that this kind of title that you see quite often gets a lot of views, but we actually do not know, like it depends on the person you're meeting. So if you are like trying to generalize something, it's kind of a few things that you can do to impress somebody, but there is not much that you can have before you go on a date, or how to impress them in a date or something like that. It depends on the person you're meeting or talking to. So yeah, different person likes different things, and you cannot even complain about that. Some people likes nerd, and some people likes to hang out with somebody who is funny, somebody who is outgoing and stuff like that. So it doesn't you might be conservative or in certain situations, in a certain way. So yeah, it does depend on the things that you are doing, and also like from that viewpoint you will be talking to the person. So it does depend on your situation as well, like but still you can improvise certain things that can allow you to have a nice conversation with them. So yeah, I, I haven't watched this video before, so I'm gonna have a brand new reaction literally. So let's see.
Just speak to her, Jeffrey. Jeffrey's had a crush on Jessica for so long, but he just can't muster up.
Yeah, his intros are really nice. I mean, I used to watch him a lot in the past, but after watching a couple of, I might have watched him like for 2 months straight, and then I quit watching him. It was during that time when he was in Thailand. So I'll get back to that point later. Let's watch the video first.
The courage to speak to her. He stares at her in class.
It's a real big problem. Like, you actually, courage is something that is uh, not buyable. So buyable means like you cannot buy this thing. I don't know if that's a word or not. I just made that. If that's not a word, then I made it up. So what I'm gonna say here is that you actually have to be confident. I mean, it's not even confident, it's just you haven't approached any women at all. That's why you feel uncomfortable talking to them. And I think recently, like, even I had that problem in the beginning, and I was like literally taking the advice from a female teacher that I had. I mean, I took calculus, and while I was taking calculus, um, my professor told me that treat me like a dumb and then talk to me. So that's what you gotta do. Like, you have to think that the other person isn't that like superior, isn't in any is not in any way superior to you. So you have to think that maybe they're dumb or something like that, and then you can approach, oh, I'm intelligent. Like, you have to make yourself believe at least that uh, that's how you can approach them. That's a really dumb way to think about it, but I think that's a great way to start. Like, if you think that the other person is dumb, suddenly you get this confidence out of nowhere and you start talking so fluently. Like, in the beginning, like when I started doing YouTube, I was really um, hesitant. I was having a feeling, like an anxious feeling, and that was causing me in several like causing some kind of damage in my video quality and my stream. Like, I wasn't able to talk uh, in a fluent way, or like I wasn't able to make the conversation um, really understandable. So you can watch those stream still. It is still in my channel, and you can watch them, that how bad I was. And it was due to that reason. Like, I wasn't confident enough, and also I was treating my viewers so smart that I was thinking a lot of things. Like, a lot of things were going on in my head, and I was like, okay, I gotta get rid of that. I have to make sure that um, I mean, I was trying to make myself think that, okay, my viewers are dumb, and that's why I'm. So that's a thing to make myself believe and get me energetic to make myself much more fluent while I was talking. So yeah, sometimes I feel hesitant to talk to. So yeah, it's really important. Still, I feel that anxiousness in my brain. So that's really. But anyway, you guys are not dumb. I gotta say that. I mean, I was just trying to make myself believe so that I can speak, because when I literally know somebody and they're dumb, I suddenly become so fluent, and I don't even know like how this thing happens. And especially like when I'm talking to a stranger who is having hard time talking in English. At the time, I don't know, for some reason I'm speaking fluently. So that's a thing I have noticed in the past. So yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna I was making the point that you have to think that they're dumb, but they're not really dumb. Okay, you have to make yourself believe that, and then you can approach them. Suddenly you get that confidence out of nowhere, and that's how things can really go in your way, the way you want them to proceed. So yeah, that's a good thing.
That's every single.
I mean, I'm not saying like they're literally dumb or anything like that. Just to make yourself believe and get that confidence out of nowhere. Okay.
Day. What do you think happens next? She gets a boy.
She gets a boyfriend. Yeah, that's that. I mean, a lot of guys are watching him. I'm sure that you have had some kind of similar situations, and you were like, hey, I'm not able to deal with this. I'm not courageous enough to approach her, or I'm not courageous enough to tell her that I like her, or I want you want to give her some kind of hint, but the hint is so dumb that nobody understand. Like, you like her, or like you have to make her feel that you like her, and you treat her like a queen or something like that, and that's how they can get into you. So yeah, that's the thing you have to notice, and you have to make sure that you are doing it properly.
Boyfriend. Jeffrey's so upset he should have just talked to her. Adonis.
I have to speed it up because I want to keep it short. All right.
Adonis understands women just like Pakistan. I'm tired of you doing the tax one, bro. Just like Pakistani men
Now, man, he's too fast. I gotta reduce the speed one more time. Okay.
know how to avoid taxes.
That's so true. Like, I'm from the subcontinent, and literally everyone, Indian, Bangladeshi, Pakistani man, tries to avoid paying taxes. I know a lot of guys, like a friend of mine who is studying in Canada, like they literally try to avoid paying taxes. I mean, his family. So yeah, like anything that is literally mm, going to make going to be troublesome, they will try to like do the bare minimum to avoid that kind of trouble. So yeah, that's the thing they do anyway. That's a really great point right there.
Adonis understands women just like Jeffrey understands the female characters on League of Legends.
You see, like, yeah,
His conversations with women are full of sexual tension, excitement, and interest. I was in army cadets when I was a teenager, and inside, you'd go for like training to train to be in the army when you're 14 years old. You'd go and like learn how to like do knots and ties and stuff. There was a particular part where it would be sat almost like a classroom, and
you see, that's how you get hooked into his video. Like, he's really clever at making the intro. Like, I think he learned it from Mr. Beast or something like that.
the instructor in front of us would be teaching us like the phonetic alphabet: A for alpha, B for beta. I couldn't even focus on what he was saying because my eyes were just glued onto the girl that I had a crush on. Bro, she was so fucking cute, bro. I had such a big crush on this girl who was in.
Actually, I went to a school where we didn't have to take any classes with women until I got into university. I'm studying in Canada, and there is co-ed, right? So you go to university or college in North America, and then you can join a class with female, and sometimes they wear some kind of provocative dress, and you kind of like forget to concentrate on the lecture, and then somehow the class is over, the girl is gone, and then you're like, what the hell is going on? Class is over. Like, you this hadn't happened to me. Like, I didn't experience that, but some of my friends, like, I usually um, try to sit uh, in the first line, and then so that I don't get distracted. Sometimes your teacher is like wearing some kind of dress that is really yeah, I've seen them, but that's the thing, like, you can't even complain about them, right? So you just have to go with the flow. So you have to close your eyes and you have to listen to the idea or things that she's talking about. So yeah, I had experienced certain things, but not that of Hamza's experience. Okay.
Cadets with me, and I said nothing to her day in and day out.
Actually, yeah, one more thing, that if you don't want to approach them, like, if you want to approach somebody, then try to approach them within one or two looks. Like, if you don't want to approach them like, oh, I'll look at her through the whole class and then I'll approach her. No, you stare at her, or if you see her okay once, done. If you look at her twice, make sure that you approach them. Like, don't just look at them, because it will make you feel disgusted. Like, it's a really complicated matter. I cannot even explain it to you, and that's a thing you should consider while you are trying to ask somebody out. And that's why I think you need to make sure that, yeah, you are approaching them when you are giving us look second time. Okay.
every time like it was time to go to cadets, maybe 2, 3 times a week, I would literally just kind of like stare at her, and I would do this, which makes me so fucking drunk now. Instead of saying anything, I would literally be sat there in the classroom, tilting back on my chair and biting my pen lid. I'd be doing this whilst looking at her.
Oh my god. Hold on a sec. Did I? Hold on, hold on. Okay, just give me a sec. Okay.
I'd be staring at this girl like this, bro. And I had no fucking confidence enough to speak to her. I thought this was game. I thought I was maybe 14 at the time, but I thought this was game, bro. I thought I looked like smooth and like hot as fucking.
Actually, you have to make sure that you are doing the right thing and ask for feedbacks from people you know. Like if you have a family, and ask them how you look, and make sure that you are not looking so cringe, and how you approach people. And you see people who are in the game, try to ask them like, hey, what the hell you were doing, and what you were um so yeah, just ask some
Everything doing this. And
questions,
eventually there's
and
this big
that
event
will
for
like,
cadets where hundreds of us from different groups, different detachments go and like meet up in like this big city, and like, there's like some big compound that's been reserved for us, and it's like this organized thing where there's gonna.
I never go to those kind of things, because these things are really complicated. And like if you're not doing the thing, like if you're not like you see somebody who is cute, and then trying to approach them, and you feel hesitant to do it, and so much thing going on in your head, and like you're like kind of like feeling frustrated at the end, because like if you are in a party, you are gonna see somebody, like that's a thing. And we are biologically wired to um, like someone who is beautiful and cute. So yeah, that's the thing. Like if you are looking at somebody, and then like you stay in a small room for the party, and a small room means like you are in a building, and then you look at someone, like you are talking to each other, and then things doesn't go the way you want to approach somebody, and your brain says something else, and then you feel conflicted, and that's why you feel kind of miserable at the end of the party. So that's why I didn't go to the party while I was in um, a college. So um, that's a thing I used to do, because it was giving me like it wasn't making me feel down. Like my confidence level was um, in the same level. It wasn't going down. Like if you were not able to do certain things, your confidence level starts going down, and that's a really negative things that you should focus on working on.
It'd be
Focus
like a
on
big dance,
working.
like a ball at the end that we've all got like suits and dresses for and everything. And I remember one of our instructors, one of like the sort of female, sort of more senior girls who was still like quite young. She randomly just asked me once, like, "Oh Hamza, like, would you go to the dance with her?" Well, yeah, yeah, of course I would.
Like, do not get stuck. Like if you're talking to them, just try to be smooth and try to be calm. Like you don't feel anything at all. Just, do you like this girl? Yes. Just like try to practice it like a robot. Like somebody says it, like try not to be a nice guy. Like a lot of guys would be like, hey, I'm gonna fake it, I'm gonna fake it until I make it. It's not gonna work like that. If you feel something, just say it honestly. Like it will be really smooth, and people will like it more than your um, other side. Like if you are trying to be good and stuff like that, no, nobody's gonna like it. Nobody's gonna feel that you are authentic. So then they will have some kind of doubt in you, and then they will never proceed uh, to a situation where they will feel confident that having trust in you will be a good idea. So that kind of thing will never happen. So that's why you have to be smooth. And if you want to be smooth in a conversation, you have to be honest. And yeah, sometimes honesty can hurt some people, but it will benefit you on a long run.
What happened was that she had the other girl that I like. She had like no one else to go with, and you know I'm last place, but yeah, it's fine. Bro. Like she's stuck with me. It's fine. A day into this sort of big event, she just kind of like in front of everyone, kind of says that she has a crush on someone else and that she wants to go out with him. And even one of like my friends there.
Oh man, that's why I think it's really important. Like I took some really great decisions. Sometimes I like somebody, like I look at her for the first time and I think that she's beautiful, but I do not look at her twice or thrice. I know that like the picture is in my mind, and I'm like, okay, I think like sometimes I make good judgment. Like I think she has a boyfriend or something like that, and so that's why I do not approach them. Like sometimes you will never know, but you will understand certain things. Like you will get a feeling that maybe she has a boyfriend. So yeah, I think that especially in the gym, like most of the girls are taken, so you have to understand those kind of things. So that's why I do not approach someone who's in the gym, but maybe you can do it in the restaurant. Like you look at somebody, and then I actually approach women based on the fact that how much mobile phone they're using. Like if I look at somebody, if they're in the mobile phone, then I do not approach them. Like texting, you see them, right? Texting, that's the thing I often try to notice. Like if they're texting or laughing at something on their mobile phone, like you know what happens. So yeah, I just try to approach people who are kind of doing their work in the restaurant or anything like that. Like I go to a mall where you have sitting place, you can sit there and you can do your work and have a coffee or something like that. And I just try to um, follow those people who are doing their work, not just going there to text somebody. Like mobile phone, like I don't like that. Even on the train, I've seen people who are like, yeah, there will be some girl who will be like giving you some kind of hint, like they'll be looking at you from a distance, and you can approach them. Like you'll see, like sometimes I wear sunglasses, so even on the train, so like I will see like somebody's staring at me, somebody's looking at me, so I know that okay, this person maybe um, likes the way I look or dressed or something like that. So on the way I wear my outfit, so those kind of things matters. And I think sometimes they give me hint and I try to take that hint, like yeah, that's the thing. But if they're not giving you enough hint or anything like that, like you will get that kind of feeling like, hey, this girl doesn't like me, so I better shut up and get the hell out of here. So yep, keep that in mind. I mean, you'll understand that once you start, like you see, like if you do not understand it, if you do not get any kind of feeling that oh she doesn't like me or anything like that, you try to impress her on things like that. You have to keep record. You have to log it. Like hey, this is the thing happened. I think this is when the girl started disliking me, or maybe started friend zoning me. So things like that, like you have to log it, like you have to write it down. So if you write it down for a couple of months, you, let's say you approach 30 or 50 or maybe more than 60 or 100 hundreds of women, and then you will get an idea like if you keep a log, okay, if you keep the information that you have experienced, like keep that as a information that this is how things gone, and this is how I wanted, and things I didn't understand that thing, so yeah, it was kind of complicated, and you have to just figure those things out as you go along the way. So yeah, you have to keep a record of yourself, and that will allow you to make good decisions or judgment in the future. It's not like, I mean, in the first time, like in the first couple of years, I did some shitty mistakes, and those were like kind of, yeah, kind of bad. I mean, I do not even want to remember them. It was that kind of bad experience, you know. So yeah, I just try to forget them always, and it's kind of a thing you wanna experience at the beginning, but with time you'll get better. And it's not like, just try to look at the fact, like if a girl is recording, like oftentimes you'll see that they're recording without your consent, and they will post it online. That's a really bad thing, and it's a criminal activity. You cannot just record somebody who just approached you and he did nothing wrong, and you post them on TikTok or anything like that. That's a crime. But because you didn't take their consent, and they're doing it quite often than a decade ago, so you have to be understanding of that. And even if you are approaching somebody in the gym, you have to make sure that there is no camera on them, because if they find like if they don't like you, they will post it online, and they will say a creepy guy approached me. And what you gonna do? You will be a famous creepy guy on the internet. So you have to make sure that they are not recording you. Like, yeah, I know that your game is not good, so that's the thing.
As well.
And also I wanted to mention that this kind of video doesn't help you to be better. It's your experience that will help you to be good at the game. It's not gonna be as smooth as you think in your first approach. It will be smoother than your first approach if you approach them like hundreds of times. So yeah, you have to give yourself some time.
What about Hamza? Like you said,
And this kind of video is just kind of like a reference. That's how you should treat them. But this kind of video gets viewed by many people. It's because people think that this can help them, but no, it's kind of a reference, and you have to take it as a grain of salt, and you have to do the real thing by yourself. Nobody can give you that experience. You know, like a lot of millionaires will tell you hard work can give you millions of dollars. You just have to be a hardworking person. But no, that's not the thing. The real thing is that you do the hard work, and you are lucky enough to get that experience. Like you fail certain amount of time, certain number of times, and then you get experience. You are lucky to have that experience, and you are using that experience to become a millionaire. People are making so many vague ideas regarding this money thing. So yeah, it's kind of it's kind of like that. You have to be lucky enough. I mean, if you do the hard work, then you will have that experience. You're lucky to have that experience, and you can use that experience to approach women smoothly as you go to the future.
you know, you should go with Hamza, and she's like, yeah. And I was like, oh no, don't worry about me. Like you should go with that guy. Oh man. Maybe your father or your uncle hasn't told you this just yet.
I don't know. Maybe I have watched this video, but it doesn't seem like
You
it.
can't be shy around.
or maybe I have heard this story from him
women. You need to
in the
grab whatever
past.
confidence you have, whatever level of courage that you have, and just take action and say something and be honest
Take action, guys.
that you like this girl.
It's a
Being
really
shy,
great
being, taking your
advice.
time with it, it
It's
makes
a
you just
it's a really great advice. Take actions. If you don't take it, nothing is gonna happen.
seem less attractive. And I know what you're thinking, and you can probably relate to my story. That, oh no, but it doesn't feel right, and it's not the right time. I'm gonna wait for the right time to say something.
There is no right time. You just have to make it happen. This is the right time. I consider it to be the right time to stream, and that's why I'm streaming. If I went with my feelings, oh, I will do it when I'm feeling it is the right time. And no, it will never be the right time if you never get the feeling. So you cannot take actions based on your feelings. And recently Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or whatever his name, I mean, I know him as Rock because I used to watch those fights back in the day, so I used to know him as Rock. So he was quoting something like, if you go to the gym, regardless of how you feel, you'll beat the person. I mean, no, like, it was like, oh my god, I forgot that. I have to remember it. So it was like, if you go to the gym, regardless of how you feel, you'll beat the person who doesn't go, who goes to the gym whenever he feels like. So he was quoting Andrew Tate, and um, you have to be serious about that stuff. So if you are um, acting upon your feelings, you'll never be like, you may become successful one day, but you'll never be as successful as somebody who works really hard. So hard or smart, you have to use your brain to be successful, more successful than others. So that's hard work.
Something, but the thing is, when you're at like a certain level of guy,
And that's hard work is like taking actions. Like, you have to take actions regardless of how you feel. Now, if you are physically injured, that's a thing you can consider. If you are going through grievance, then it's some kind of a thing that you can't control, and it's okay. But if you do not have physical injuries, or if you do not have health issues or anything like that, then definitely, regardless of how you feel, you should do the work on a daily basis. You cannot, like, if you are a man, you cannot afford to have emotions. I mean, you can have emotions, but you cannot act upon your emotions. That's a thing you guys should consider.
when you don't have that much of experience with girls, you're not that confident. You're always gonna feel this level of resistance before you're about to like speak to a girl and tell her that you like her. Courage is when you feel that feeling of fear, but you do the thing anyway. You have to understand that
You have to do the thing regardless of how you feel, or in any way, like, regardless of how you feel, you just have to do the thing in
you
any
have
way.
inside of you this emotion that's telling you like, oh no, but it's gonna be scary if we talk to her. But you can do the action even if you feel this emotion. You don't need to feel absolutely fine to go speak to her. You just need to do the action no matter what you're feeling.
No matter what you feel, just approach them. Things will go crazy, and you should expect that. Like, like, when I talked to the first ever girl in my life, I was like, after talking to her, my testosterone, I think, got a serious boost. I was feeling so confident after that. Like, I was talking to a bunch of people. Like, I usually do not talk to random guys, but I was talking to so many random guys on that day. I remember that strongly, and I think it was really nice. Like, after talking to that girl, it was like, it gave me so much confidence, like that testosterone boost. It was really nice. It felt like, at least. I mean, I didn't check medically, so I'm not making like an actual point about that.
Girls are attracted to like courageous, confident guys who, even if they're experiencing some kind of negative, fearful emotion, do the hard work anyway. And you might be thinking, but Hamza, I'm scared of.
I think I like one of his quote where he says, I don't know if it's his, but I don't know if it's saying or if it is his saying, but in some videos I heard him saying that you should do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. So yeah.
Of rejection. Well, yeah, of course you are. Rejection is like a totally scary thing. But
rejection is a great thing. Like if you get rejected, that's a way, and that's a really great way to start your life. Like you are rejected, so you have to work hard. You have to make yourself worthy of something, right? And if somebody dislikes you, or like people can have relationship, right? If somebody, like if you are in a relationship, assume that you are in a relationship, and what you gonna do? Like would you be in multiple relationship? Like I'm gonna be in 10 relationship altogether, or 20. Like are you gonna accept a bunch of women just proposing you, hey I like you, and then you're just accepting them? You're not gonna do it. So you have to respect the fact that somebody will not do it. I mean, you will not do it, therefore somebody else you are approaching, they will never do it. Or maybe they will do it if they're thinking to cheat on their partner or anything like that while they're in a relationship. So yeah.
Only really for the first 50 rejections of your life. By now, you watching this, you probably experienced rejection maybe 10 times in your time.
10 times? I mean, that's a good number.
Maybe 20 times. Obviously, like online texting.
At least get rejected 50 times, man. Then that's when you can consider yourself as a man. But if you wanna consider yourself as a high value man, then I wanted to talk about high value men, whether or not Hamza is a high value man. I don't think he is. His viewers are going to get crazy right now. But the reason is that in one of his video he went to Thailand or something like that. That's when I stopped watching his video. He mentioned that he was feeling like he was turned on, and then he met a girl in the club or something like that, and then he brought her to his house and then had an intimate relationship, and he didn't like the girl. He just had like he just wanted to like burst out his Johnson. So like that's how like after that moment I stopped watching him, because he was like preaching self-improvement on a daily basis, and he was considering himself to be a high value man. I'm not saying he's a perfect person, but he was considering himself to be a high value man, and I'm criticizing him. I'm not hating on him. Like that's a bad way to give feedback to somebody. I'm giving you feedback if you're Hamza and watching this video. So I don't think that that's a high value man doings in any way. So the thing I'm trying to make here, the point I'm trying to make here is that a high value man has abundance of women, or maybe few women, and he is capable of rejecting them. And that's one more time I'm quoting Andrew Tate. So if you are not able to say no to somebody, then you are not a high value man, and you did that thing, therefore you are not a high value man. Like you could have said no to her, but you didn't do it. So that's what proves that you're not a high value man yet. You have to go a long way. Hamza.
shit like, you know, some girl that you've never even met before on Tinder or something stops replying to your message, that doesn't count. But like a real rejection of you walking up to a girl.
Yeah, just do the real thing, man. Why you, like, if you, this is such a attention, like our economy is dependent on attention so much that it's gonna be in a really horrific situation within couple of years. And women especially nowadays are like, they like the attention, and we're giving them attention on the internet. Like if all the guys just get rid of Instagram, get rid of Tinder, they will delete their Tinder, who they are going to date. I mean, maybe few of them, like if they're lesbian or something like that. But otherwise, I don't think that they're gonna use Tinder or anything like that, because you are just giving them attention. That's why they don't like you anymore, because they are also getting attention from high value men. Not high value men, actually successful in terms of money, like have a lot of money and looks good. From those kind of person, they're getting attention, so that's why you are getting rejected. And if all the men were to get rid of those apps, then it could have been better, could have been a better thing for man, at least. And I think I would suggest you to get rid of that right now. Just don't go on there. I know a lot of men who are like just trying to have an intimate relationship, that's all, and they want to get away from the responsibility, and that doesn't work. Like in most situations, your life becomes miserable. And yeah, I think it's really going to impact our next generation a lot. Right now, more than ever before, like we have an aging population. And you see, like in Canada, I don't even know like how the government is going to solve that problem in the future. But what I'm sure about is that you guys are not so serious about relationship. You just want to have intimate relationship, and that doesn't give you any kind of meaning. So yeah, I highly recommend you to go approach someone in person. And if you have something in common, if you want to wife them, then definitely go for it. But otherwise, I don't think that it gives you any kind of meaning. Like if you're just bursting off your Johnson, then what you feel, it'll give you that same feeling if you are having an intimate relationship with someone. It doesn't count in any way. Like you're not with them on a long run. So yeah, you have to find the right person. You have to create a relationship with them. That's the primary thing you can focus on. I don't think a lot of guys are focusing on that. And anyway, I think I have watched the video almost 4 minutes. So yeah, I think I've given you some ideas of about what is going on. So yeah, I don't think so the summary of this video is that you have to be courageous, but you have to take actions regardless of what you feel. You'll always be the person like if you are doing the hard work, regardless of your feeling, you will always be the person who is doing the hard work when they feel like it. So take actions, do the hard work regardless of your feeling. And second thing was treat people like dumb. And then dumb means they know nothing about you, or like don't think that they're superior to you in any regards. I'm not saying that you have to like literally think like that, but it will give you some kind of confidence. Like if you are talking to a person who is not good at speaking English, then definitely it gives you some kind of feeling like a confident, okay, and then somehow you are able to form your English sentences properly. So yeah, it's a thing that you can use when it comes to dating. So you have to think that maybe she doesn't have any experience in dating and nobody has approached her, so she's kind of like that, and then that's how you approach them, and you have to think that they don't know any game. So yeah, and if you're like you if you think that, then your game will be much better. You will be able to get that confidence. I'm not saying like it will help you significantly, but it will give you some kind of confidence at least, and that can help. And that confidence can help you to have a good conversation with them, even if you're getting rejected. So that's the second thing, and the third thing was, I think, was that the third thing? I don't know. Okay, and the next point was, I don't think Hamza is a high value man because he's not able to say no to anybody. Or maybe few people, I don't know exactly, but what I have seen in couple of videos where he was just acting upon his he acted upon his emotions. So a high value man will never act upon, like, he's less likely to act upon his emotions, and he will consider um, rational thinking, like he will consider something rationally over emotionally. So that's the thing. That's my take on Hamza's latest video. I mean, I have recently watched 3 videos of him, 3 or 4 videos of him, but yeah, it's been a while since I quit quitted watching his videos. Like after that incident, like I have seen him talking about that, and it was like disgusting. Like, what? You are preaching self-improvement and you act upon your emotions rather than thinking it rationally or anything like that. Nope. That's when I was like, no, I'm not gonna watch him. But I think right now he's doing a good job. In recent time, I've watched him when he had like 100,000 subscribers, and then he got to like over 500,000 subscribers, and then like in the recent time, I mean, I watched him quite for a while, and then yeah, I saw him growing on YouTube. It was a really nice things. It was a really nice thing to see, and I hope he grows more and he does a really good job when it comes to self improvement. And it's kind of a revolution, I know that, and he's doing a good job, but not the best. I mean, I really appreciate his work, but some of the things he does I do not appreciate, and that's my thing. I'm coming from a religious point of view. I don't think that guys should be taking his all advice literally. You have to take certain you have to consider certain things that are not necessary in your life, and some of the things that are going to play a vital role in your life. So yeah, you have to understand, you have to be really understanding of that, and that's how you can grow on the internet, on offline. And that's all I gotta say. And shout out to, like, I forgot his name. Somebody requested me to react to him, so yeah, I just did it for you guys, and hopefully those who are watching will subscribe to the channel, and you guys can do super chat. And I hope There is super thanks option as well, like you can donate through super thanks or super chat. So yeah, do it. You guys can support me throughout this journey on throughout my journey on YouTube, and I hope you guys will like the video, and I hope to bring some good things on the table next time. So I'll catch you guys soon. Thanks for watching one more time. Yep, catch you later. All right.